Good day, beloved. Today I want to continue with, was Jesus ever a physical human being? Now, the problem with the people is, what we want to see is a physical Jesus. People say when Jesus was in his physical form on earth, which didn't physically happen, Jesus was always in his temples. In Luke 17, the 20th verse, the Pharisees demanded of Jesus when the kingdom of God should come. And Jesus said, the kingdom of God comes not with observation. For who shall say, lo here or lo there, the kingdom of God is within you. Why didn't they see Jesus? Why couldn't they see Jesus standing in front of him? The same as Philip in John 14. Show us the Father. And Jesus said to Philip, but I've been with you so long and you haven't known me. If you have seen me, you would have seen the Father. So Jesus was standing talking to Philip, but he couldn't see Jesus. Why was that? Because Jesus was inside the physical body from which he spoke. The same as today. Why only some? Because only some would come to the realization or develop the spirit eye to see God in the flesh, to recognize God's voice. And that is where the problem lies. We are actually, even as OAC members, we are still unknowingly waiting for a physical Jesus to come. When you see the community, is that not the body of Jesus Christ? When we have an OAC community walking down the street, would the people say, there's Jesus? No, they wouldn't, because they can't see Jesus inside the physical bodies. And nothing changed. Before the beginning, where the first humans gave their lives for others to live, that is the Jesus Spirit. The same is today. What makes Jesus so special? When he is crucified, he raised from the dead. When you have the Christ Spirit, you will be crucified daily by the world, by the members in the church, by your officers, by everybody. If you really have the Spirit of truth with you, Christ Spirit, people won't accept you. Not in the church, neither outside the church. Because you will be hated by others. Why? Because you are teaching people how to die. You are teaching people how to conquer the mind. And they don't want to accept that. When you are crucified in this church, or you are crucified in the world, you will end up in the grave with a rock in front of it. You will be in darkness. Why don't the people in the church accept me? Why don't the people love me? Why do you think when Jesus was on the cross, he said, God, my God, why did thou forsake me? Because his God was the members, Peter and all those who forsaken him. It is the same today. The church we love, the members we love, the Christ we love, they will crucify you. But if you have the Christ Spirit, you will die, you will come out of that grave again, you will come out of that state of darkness again, and the angel will help you to see the light all over again. You will want nothing to do with the church anymore, because they are crucifying you all the time. It's good, and you will be crucified again. But if you have the Christ Spirit, you will rise from the dead again, and you will continue on your path. That is what it means to be Jesus. If you don't have the Jesus Spirit in you, you will remain separated from the church. You won't come back. All those brothers and sisters who fell by the wayside, hear me today. You belong on the body of Jesus Christ. Christ is the vine. We are the branches. And when the branch is cut off, the branch will die. If you separate yourself from the vine won't die. The branch will die. You need the vine. You need to be connected to God through this body to stay alive, you must become spiritual. You must become God-like. Go and look at the birth of Jesus in Matthew and Luke. When Jesus was born, Joseph and Mary had to take Jesus to Egypt because Herod wanted to kill him. But then, in the other text, Jesus was born, but he was taken to Jerusalem to be introduced to the Lord. The Lord was introduced to the Lord. Why was he in the one book taken to Egypt, but in the other to Jerusalem? Were there two separate Jesuses born? How many Jesuses are there today? We are all one body. But isn't the Christ Spirit within me? Isn't the Christ Spirit within you? Am I not a temple for Christ? I'm not a temple for the finger of Christ. You're not a temple for the foot of Christ. Although we are members on the body, we have the full Christ within us. We have the Spirit of God within us. We have the full light and enlightenment within us. So the way Jesus was from Adam, earth, the Lord from heaven, it's the same Jesus that is born within us. Emmanuel, God with us. Not Jesus with us, God with us. When God makes his abode within you, you become a Jesus. And that can only happen within the church, within the body. Jesus is God, the wisdom and the power of God within the flesh. That is Jesus. If the wisdom and power of God is within you, you become a Jesus, because God creates himself or recreates himself within others through his Son. God creates light, God creates the heaven and the earth and everything that he creates from the beginning through his Son. The Lord was introduced to the Lord in Jerusalem. The one that is testified and Jesus is born within him will be introduced to the community, the Lord, the church in Jerusalem. And it never changed. That's why everybody's waiting for a physical Jesus to come. But in Luke 17, Jesus was with them. So why, if Jesus was with them, did they ask for another Jesus? When will the kingdom of God come? Is Jesus not the kingdom of God? Is Jesus not Emmanuel, God with us? So if God is with me, why am I waiting for another God to come? I have God with me. They couldn't see Jesus inside that person. It's the same with the engineer. If an engineer walks past you, you won't know as an engineer. The degree is within his mind. And it's the same with Jesus. When God lives within you, nobody can see it until you speak, until they see your light. They have to see it in the mind's eye. They have to see it with their spirit. At this level of physical consciousness, God has to speak to us with a word. God is the word. But what is Lucifer? Lucifer is also a word. So God is not just a word. God is the word of enlightenment. God is the word of spiritual teaching. That is what God is. And that God will create through his Son only. So where was Jesus Christ from the beginning? Was there a Christ? The rock that followed Israel in the wilderness was Christ. The rock, Christ. Christ was with us from Adam. Adam is the church. Abram is the church. David is the church. Christ is the church. But Christ evolved Jesus, the son of David. Why? Because he evolved from David. How was Jesus the son of David? 28 generations later. How was David the son of Abram? 14 generations later. It was never physical, beloved. There was never a physical entity, Jesus Christ. We will continue with these videos. Please give your opinion and let us become united in these teachings for us to understand what God really wants of us. God bless all of you. Thank you, beloved.